James Swan here again. I'm in my second floor study. I keep the majority of my books downstairs in the basement, but there are some that I so frequently refer to that I keep them handy at all times or right next to me within arm's reach. The first book, probably the one I use more than any other, is called Holy Scripture, the Ground and Pillar of Our Faith, Volume 1, A Biblical Defense of the Reformation Principle of Sola Scriptura by David T. King. There is no better volume in print today on defending and explaining the doctrine of Sola Scriptura. I recommend that everybody get this book. It's thoroughly documented, and it's worth reading more than one time. I've read it through a couple times, and I frequently refer to it. Second thing I keep handy is the Psalter hymnal. Not that I'm going to break out into song at any moment, but in the back of the Psalter hymnal are the creeds and confessions of the United Reformed Church that I belong to. We use the Heidelberg Catechism, the Canons of Dort, and the Belgic Confession. I also frequently refer to those. Let's see what else I have here. I keep the New Geneva Study Bible handy. For those of you young'uns who've gotten it recently, I think it's called the Reformation Study Bible now, but I enjoy seeing what some of the Reformed folks say about particular texts in the Bible. Here's Dr. White's The Roman Catholic Controversy, by now an old volume, but still a valuable guide to navigating your way through some of the issues surrounding the Roman Catholic Church. Here's Holy Scripture, the Ground and Pillar of Our Faith, Volume 2 by William Webster. This book delves into the concept of tradition, what that means, how it plays out in history. And also, the second part of this book goes into issues surrounding the canon of sacred Scripture, another invaluable source if you are dialoguing with Roman Catholics. Here's a Catholic work called Catholic Customs and Traditions. It gets into things like when did the sacraments begin and how many were they when the church finally started to try to narrow them down. Questions like that, an invaluable guide, things like that. Here's Eric Svensson's Evangelical Answers, a critique of current Roman Catholic apologists. This book's another invaluable source if you're dialoguing with Roman Catholics. The only thing I don't like about this book, no offense Eric, is sometimes I have a tough time navigating through the footnotes in the back. Here's the Sermons of Martin Luther, Volume 6. Why I have this book right now is because I'm currently reading it, so it's the one I read before bed at night. Let's see what else I have here. Here's a little book by Gordon Rupp that I've been meaning to get to, that I bought a couple months back. It's called Martin Luther, Hitler's Cause or Cure. It's one of the only full-length books that I know that actually tackles the issues of Luther's anti-Semitism. Last I looked, it's not available on Google Books, and it did cost me more than it should have. Here's William Webster's The Church of Rome at the Bar of History. Yet another valuable book to have if you're dialoguing with Roman Catholics. Here's an older book called The Virgin Mary. This book is not written by a Roman Catholic, but it goes through the historical data for all the particular Roman Catholic dogmas on Mary. I know that it's an older book, but it's still one of the best books I've ever read on Mariology. If you can track this one down, I strongly recommend you do. And that's it. There's a few others, but that's pretty much the ones that I've been using the most, and I keep them with me at all times, and I'm very grateful for all the work that went into these books by David King and William Webster and Dr. White and Eric Svensson, and I recommend that if you spend a lot of time dealing with Roman Catholics, that you get yourself a copy of these books.